Why hello chaps and chapesses, and welcome in a very atmospheric style to this week's vlog. This weekend I saw Bad Grandpa, and if you've not heard of Bad Grandpa, I should tell you that it is another in the sequence of Jackass films. Now, must confess I quite like the original Jackass films and the series, partly because it's so incredibly
oh my gosh, did you really just do that?
Almost all the way through. And of course, without Jackass we wouldn't have the infamous bungee wedgie, or that horrendous scene where one of the guys needs to attend to a call of nature, basically, and goes into a bathroom toilet shop in a high street somewhere in America and selects a toilet and then takes his residence, so to speak, and actually goes through with it. Oh, you know, that's the sort of stuff that really you feel so sorry for the staff in the shop. But anyway, the point is, hidden camera can be a right old laugh. However, barring the chucking a chicken at people type of hidden camera stunts or blowing up engines or that sort of thing, when Jackass do it, they take it to a whole other level. They really do. And Bad Grandpa is probably a classic example thereof. Sorry to be all toilety with you, but there is one scene in this particular film in which, shall we say, there's a spot of follow-through during a rather obvious farting contest between the two main characters. Now I know a farting contest is very Jackass, but it's how it ends. That it's obviously true. You know it's a stunt. You know for a start that it isn't real. But the look on the faces of the diners, and do remember this is a restaurant. It's not the sort of thing you tend to really do in a restaurant, let's be honest, is sit there and have a trumping contest. But that's exactly what happens. And it is, at that point I was like, I like Jackass, but this is just a bit, gross. Oh, no, you don't do that sort of thing. Even in television. However, hidden camera, I remember, it used to be really quite sort of innocent, almost. I remember back to the Noel's House Party years of hidden camera, where, if you've not seen Noel's House Party, it was a fantastic Saturday night show for the family, starring, of course, the venerable Noel Edmonds. It had several forms. First it was the Saturday Roadshow, but then it became a house party, and it gave birth not only to Mr. Blobby, but the fictional English village of Crinkly Bottom. Anyway, it famously had a section called NTV, whereby someone had some cameras hidden, usually underneath their television in their front room. Always wondered how they managed to do it without anything being noticed. And then at a certain point during the show, Noel would go, right, it's NTV, and we're going to you. And then it would suddenly change, and the family would go, oh! And probably the camera would shake, just like it did then. But you see, that was sort of quite innocent. And then it would sort of be people embarrassing secrets, and there'd be a prize. So, all good, wholesome, clean family fun. But I wonder, is there a point... Ooh, look who's joined me. Is there a point when hidden camera goes too far? Because even though it's not real, even though it's fake, even though sometimes very convincing, but fake nonetheless, is there a point where even the jackasses of this world should probably go, no, we're not doing that? Like scenes in a funeral parlour where someone falls out of a coffin and the body ends up on the floor, and the guy, aka Johnny Knoxville, jumps on top of the body and all sorts of stuff. Is that really right? Oh, he wants a bit of the action. So, is it though? Well, I don't know, to be honest. right or wrong, it is quite entertaining. But I suppose if you truly were thinking that it was a real funeral and this happened, what kind of human being you would think this Johnny Knoxville character was, I have no idea. But I suppose that's all part of the fun. You have to have a slightly don't really care attitude when you are actually actors in these sorts of things. But isn't it funny though how real life is so often stranger than fiction? One particularly good example comes from Bad Grandpa, where at the end they go to a beauty pageant for little, like, 4-year-old girls. And I don't know if it's just me, but I think there's something uber creepy about that. You've got these little girls in makeup made up to look like adults. It just, I mean, the way I look at it, it's so wrong. It just isn't right. We used to have a show on the BBC, might not have been BBC, actually it was years ago, called Mini Pops, that did kind of the same thing. Got children and dressed them up in kind of like drag type clothes and makeup, and you just watch it and you think, ooh, that's just not right. And there you go. So this is real. This event actually is happening, and I won't tell you what happened. You'll have to watch it, and trust me, it is worth all the follow through and everything just to get to this point, because it just made me think. Blimey, the hidden camera stuff in this film is pretty out there, but the actual real world stuff, the gate crash, is arguably even more shocking in some respects. It's all a matter of perspective, of course. But that's my Tuppenny worth. Well, thank you very much for watching. As always, we will be back again next week. So until then, whatever you're doing, have a splendid week, won't you? Bye for now.